Right. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the session. Can please somebody confirm to me you can see my screen and you can hear me well? Thank you, Demo. Thank you. I need two more confirmations, please. Brilliant. Thank you. Right. I really hope last week you guys have had a great profits because remember, whatever we have said, whatever we were looking for, even on Wednesday regarding the trades of the week, market has done that. And again, you can just simply see them like how when you actually know how the market is going to behave, everything just pans out, everything just goes into that direction, and everything, single fundamental, everything that geopolitics, would actually work in the favor of your trade. Okay, I'll show you some examples shortly anyway. Now, so before we kick off, I need to make sure, and you all know that. Alan has had a surgery, so he wouldn't be able to do the YouTube sessions on Saturdays for the next few weeks until he's better. So again, you all are more than welcome to actually join the free trial. Whoever are actually, joining it today, you're welcome to, be in these Sunday sessions. You probably would get a better analysis, in-depth analysis, perhaps, during the Sunday sessions because during the YouTube, we only go for the YouTube list, but here we actually go for every single, tradable pair that we can think of, plus your requests. Okay. Again, there's no such difference because again, we do the analysis together. But it's just like the YouTube version is the summarized version of just the first list, but here we actually talk in depth. Okay. Now, on top of that, before we actually kick on with the geopolitics, I wanted to show you how the market has behaved. For those people who are here for the first time, again, please take it easy and again, stick to the targets that we are actually going to give it to you even this week. And for those who have been with us for the past few years and few months, even for a few weeks, you should know that this is where you need to be, in order to make money. Okay. So last week we have given these two trades, Euro Oz. We were looking for a buy, and I did say that to you. Check the reaction from the highlighted box for a buy setup. Okay, in this box here, let me just expand it a little. As you can see here, market has actually tested this bottom here in this box, and what did after that? It actually tapped this as well. Again, let's have a look at the market. What market has done? As you can see here, market has been actually going smoothly to that from one box to another box. Okay. Now, do you think anything in this one, what I've said and what we have discussed on Wednesday, even on Wednesday, market was here. I said to you, it's heading to break the top. Since then, market has actually moved 100 pips. If on that day, even if you have actually entered, you would have actually made money. Okay. So what I'm trying to show you here is all what you need is 2% in a week to double your account, more than double actually in 1 year. Because if you actually aim for 150% or 200% per year, your brain will not be able to register that. As a human, we are not able to capture the bigger numbers when it comes to trading. Okay. That's why we have broken it down to smaller pieces. And in these smaller pieces, if you just stick to the plan and stick to the trades that we are giving it to you, you will make money. There's no question. Okay. And again, because remember, we are confident in our strategies, we are confident in our teachings. That's why we have given you a free trial. Trial us. And if you make money, that's it. You have your answer. If you don't, then that also gives you your answer. Okay. The second one that we have given was the pound yen and the CAD yen. Both of them, again, as I've said, I was expecting 50, 60 pips, slow down move, and then 100 pips push to the upside. Minimum, I said that. Okay. And as you can see here, this was the trades and these were the boxes. Here we were expecting 198.5 above. Here we were expecting 115. Okay. And again, look at the market, what market did here. For the CAD yen, that's where market has tapped in this box and giving you a reaction. Okay. Firstly, tapped here, came back down, then tapped back again. Okay. And for the pound yen, it has actually shot up. It actually tapped 200, let alone 150, as you can see here. It came back down to this box and went right back up again. So we'll touch base what we have for this week anyway, but in all the cases, the worst case scenario for you for the last week would have been a profit. And even in this whole month, yeah, since we are here, let me just show you the trade of the month as well. Anyway, they are gone, but still, let me just give you that. We actually bought natural gas in this month. As you can see, from 5th of May up till now, we have been buying natural gas, and you must have been seeing that natural gas has been just shooting up and up since this level here, okay? So instead of giving us a deeper pullback, it just kept on pushing to the upside, and it's just a start, trust me, okay? Because it's going to go and keep on moving to the upside. This last week's target was this top. Let's see what this week entails for this week. And the same thing for the pound Oz as well. We have actually given, because this trade is not yet gone, that's why I'm not going to go into much more detail, but you should know that you must be making profit in this too, okay? Because when we gave this trade, market was at 91 level, and at the moment it is above 100 pips from this level, and still it has at least 200 pips to go, okay? So what I'm trying to show you here is that all what you need is this, just this membership, that's all, to make money, okay? And if you're still not be able to make money and you're still happy to give it back to the market, then it's your choice. Because I would not do that. If I had that choice, I would blindly just go and start learning, because that is what you need. If you're thinking that there will be any magical key that will actually give you those strategies, gives you that how the market works, trust me, it's never going to work, okay? You might be making money here and there, but one single move will be enough to wipe your account. Please don't put yourself in those shoes, because remember, we are heading towards the worst times for the next 1.5 2 years. You need to plan now in order to actually start consistently making money, okay? And you will see that shortly once I go to the geopolitics, and once I show you the indexes, you will see that where the market is actually heading. But what you need to do is plan now, okay? I'm not saying you need to be a member of our community. I'm just saying go to anywhere, but learn first before you actually put your hard-earned money in this. Because otherwise, you will end up paying and keep paying, and market will keep taking from you until you're broke. So please don't put yourself in those shoes where you actually regret coming into this business in the first place. Learn from these people who are teaching you, and again, who have a track record which actually shows you it's not only them making money, it's their students also making money, okay? Even last week, we'll ask the graphic designers to actually post some stories from the last week itself. Some of our traders have actually been making 7% in a week. Some of them have actually tripled their account. One of our trader, Bilal, he's actually started with just $500, and now within 2 months his account is at 9.4k. That is an achievement, and you can't just get it by just here and there guessing, because this is not a guesswork at all, okay? And you should be able to see that in the past 4 weeks, every single trade that we have given you, even if the market didn't go to the plan, it will still have given you a way out or given you a small profit. Because when you know the structures, everything becomes easier, okay? Now let's get back to the charts and the fundamentals of today's session. Now, those of you who have been with us, you should know that we were predicting that it will be early election in the UK. And last week, we have seen that, the Prime Minister of UK has announced early election. Again, nothing was something that we didn't expect. Why did we expect? Do you think, we know something that, others don't? It's something that we just do research on. It's something that the KPIs are telling us. It's something that we read into that the normal people does not have access into, okay? And that's why you need to be with those sort of people who have some accesses, in the top tables, where you actually get some insights, okay? And when you do that, then when you align that with the charts and the fundamentals, it will give you an extremely accurate results, okay? And that's what we teach you all. Now, as I've mentioned, we will have election next month, well, in July, early July in the UK. That would have an impact on the pound. We will touch base on that anyway. We'll be together trading that move. We will be having a very decent move, because most likely we will have a change of government in the country. And again, it will not be something small. It has never happened in the past 10 years. So this is the first time you're going to see that change of government, change of, policies, change of finances, change of finance ministers, change of economic policies. Everything will impact our financial market. And if you are if you trade cable, you will be able to actually make a lot of money with a small span of time if you know the right direction. And right direction, you will only be able to know when the market is closer to the time. Okay. And that's why we will be there. Again, this is one of the factors. Secondly, you must have seen last week, gold has actually fallen quite a bit. You must be wondering, we were expecting market to give us either a pullback and then a drop, or push to the upside and then drop. Okay. Market has actually, instead of actually giving us a push to the upside, it dropped suddenly. And then you must be wondering what has happened, right? That's what market makers do. Remember, gold and US oil. These are the two most important commodities where the brokers are making money. Okay. If you're thinking the euro dollar, pound dollar, all of these majors are actually giving them money, you're mistaken. Brokers don't make money from any of these assets. They only make money. Majority of their revenue is coming from gold and US oil. Okay. Because you will have much better spread in there. You have much better manipulation factor in there. And also both of these factors gets manipulated if you have a sudden, differences or sudden instability in the world. Okay. That's why they use these sort of factors to do that. Now, did it change the picture? People must be wondering if, gold is ready to drop all the way to 1,000 points or 150 points. Again, for the fundamental side of things, if you look at it, China-Taiwan clash in the picture at the moment. Last week, we have seen, Iran's president got, killed. He died in that, crash. Then on top of that, we have ICC issuing the arrest warrant against the Prime Minister of Israel. Spain, Ireland, Norway has actually recognized Palestine as the state. And on top of that, Israel is not done yet, with Hamas. So again, all of these, they are actually the factors where you should not be actually ignoring them. Okay. Because if you do ignore them, it's going to be a massive impact on what we are really seeing. For me, I'm not really saying that, gold is ready to go to the downside. It's just a pullback. Okay. Again, we were expecting the pullback, but we were expecting from 24.20 and above, but market just gave us 24.10 and then drop from there. But it's going to go tap back again. Once I go to the structure, I'll show you what the possibilities we are looking at. And if it wants to go further downside, we will see that, market will give us that structure that will tell us now we are ready to drop. Okay. What you need to understand, all of you, that again, it might seem coincidental, the death of the Iran's president, but you need to look at the timing. Okay, the timing is very, very critical here. Now, we are just waiting for the new government to be made in, in Iran, and then we are going to see the impact. Okay, because it could take us to a very extreme point, or it could take us to a pretty normalized, behavior. But for me, it's too early to actually discuss that, and it's too early to speculate even that. Okay, so let's see in the next few days, few weeks. It will be pretty clear for us what market is going to do, regardless of whatever the decision they are going to make, because charts will not lie to us. Okay, charts will tell us what is basically coming. So we'll be ready for it. Now, that is pretty much most of the geopolitics for you. Let's have a look at the fundamentals. Monday, we are expecting BOJ governor talking. This week, just be very careful with the yen alternatives, because yen is going to be quite volatile in this week, especially because we are kicking off the week with this BOJ. Okay. And the way market is moving at the moment, most of the structures that I was looking at has already tapped the levels. Now, what I'm waiting for is the pullback. Now, that pullback could actually become a very decent drop. Okay. It might start with a pullback, but it will eventually become more and more momentum towards the sellers. Okay. So just be careful with that. And once I go to the chart, I'll explain that to you further. What are the levels that we will be looking for this week? Okay. Then on Monday, we have again, apart from BOJ, we have bank holiday in UK and also in US. So you would probably be able to see some sort of volatility in the yen alternatives. Apart from that, most of the pairs will be actually very slow movement because of, holiday. Tuesday, we have a consumer confidence. Again, they're expecting the dollar confidence to actually drop. This is something that I'm actually looking at in the chart as well. So don't be surprised if we see some more weakness short term in the dollar. Perhaps dollar would be getting ready probably by Friday for the push to the upside. Okay. Wednesday, we are expecting CPI year on year again. As you can see that the trend is basically showing us most of these inflationary factors are actually declining. So you will not be surprised if we have seen something like this, even deeper drop than this 3.4%. If that would be the case, you would expect Aussie to get weaker. Then we have CPI month on month from the German prelim. Again, they're expecting this to drop as well. And it's not a small drop, it's half a drop, more than actually half, from 0.5% to 0.2%. That again would actually give us some more weakness in the euro. But prior to that one, I would expect euro and Oz both to get stronger. And then with this news from Wednesday onwards, we can start to see some weakness. Thursday, we have GDP quarter on quarter and unemployment claim from the USD side. Again, both of them would probably balance each other. One probably would be positive, one will be negative, but we need to see how negative this becomes, because if it drops from 1.6, don't forget, last time it has actually dropped from 3% above and at least 2.5% above to 1.6. And if this time they're expecting 1.3%, and then they go for the, the pivot, it's going to have a lot of pressure on the economy, and then that probably would trigger the recessionary move. Unemployment claim again, as you can see here, they are pretty much expecting this number to go to the upside. Both these numbers shows that we will be getting some sort of weakness from the dollar side. And then we'll on Friday we'll conclude it with the we will conclude it with the GDP month on month. Again, just be careful on the Friday. I want you all to actually stay away from the market on Friday. If you're in the trade, you need to just manage that trade. Do not open a new trade on this Friday, 31st of May. Remember why I'm saying that to you? Many companies and also many balance sheets are actually going to be, reconciled on 31st of May. So when the market wants to do that, you will see sudden moves, okay? And the brokers will do that. When they do that, and if you don't know how to manage your trade, that's when you're going to actually, get trapped. Please don't do that, because especially we have a manufacturing PMI from the China side. Also, we have, core PCE price index as well. Now, if these two figures becomes, lower than the expectations, then you're going to see some, discrepancies in the market. Market will slightly be imbalanced on this day and then balance itself again the coming Monday. Okay. So please make sure you stay away from the market on this Friday. It is critical. Sometimes the best decision you can make is to stay away from the market, okay? Because the best traders, they know when to enter. Because if you want to actually just click the trade, your toddler can do that. But when to click that trade is the real trick, okay? So this is not the day to click the trick. That's what I'm trying to say here. Right, that was the fundamental. Let me quickly read your messages before we head over to the charts. Morning, Francisco. Thank you, Handy, Chris, Kalek, Yogesh, and all of you. Thank you for confirming the screen and voice. Thank you, Irfan, for the Alan's recovery message and for Francisco as well. Shell ratio PE is as high as 34.3 with S&P 500 just above 5,300. Could this be a sign for a big drop or correction? What is your take? Indeed, it is. At the moment, when I was looking at the last week's and last month's, whole month's report, the big hedge funds in the US, they are selling their stocks so quickly as if they know something, okay? So we need to be really, really careful. It might actually keep crawling slowly to the upside, but we are coming for a drop very, very soon, okay? So from these levels where the markets are at the moment, even if market will give me a buy setup, I will be extremely careful, okay? Because I know that something big is coming and you don't want to get trapped in that, okay? Because when these hedge funds are actually, selling their stocks, selling their, stakes into the, yields, selling their stakes into, into all these S&P 500, US30, FTSE, then that means something they know that is coming, okay? So we need to be really careful. That's what I'm trying to warn you now. Buying from these ones has to be extremely short term, but selling from here has to be planned, okay? Deepak, what is the short-term to medium-term outlook for gold and silver? Both of them should actually give us, some consolidation to the upside first. Once we go to the chart, we'll touch base on that in detail. Gold failed to close above 2,400 on the weekly chart. This is okay with dollar back to catalyst. The gold is 2270 within the next range. It can touch 2300. I don't deny that, but below this level, if market wants to go, we have to have a massive bigger seller. Okay, which means the big hedge funds need to actually sell it. Again, at the moment, if the war situation would actually calm down a bit, it might actually help the sells. But at the moment, I do not see any situation calming down at all. Um, Israel is adamant to actually go into Rafah. Now, if that would happen, you're going to see some, agitation, from the rest of the world as well now, because it's a mixed feeling at the moment. One parties are actually sympathizing, the other parties are actually, pressurizing. So we need to really see, like, which one is the one which will win and dominate at the end of the day. ICC issuing the warrant, and Israel going into Rafah. That again, these are the mixed feelings at the moment. As I've mentioned earlier, one is sympathizing, the other one is actually, trying to pressurize. So this is not really going to be a great scenario. It's a confusion into the fundamentals. If you look in PAX USDT, gold to shoot to 3,000. So there's a place to that level. If MM needs to do that, I've been asking last time, will gold go to 2,500 and done that on Iran event. Yes, Darko, it is possible that gold can tap that, but again, let me tell you in the structures what we are seeing in there. Because again, whatever I am telling you, don't believe it. Whatever I'm showing you on the chart, believe that, because that is what market is going to do. Okay. Adam, hi T, hope you're well. May I get your insight and potential reasonings, both fundamentally and technically, for that 100 points move down the gold from 23,430 to 2330. Would also like to hear a more in-depth explanation of what are the potential moves and structures. Many thanks in advance. Adam, as I was just mentioning about, gold speculation from the investors that because of the ICC actually issuing a warrant against Netanyahu, it probably would actually, stop him to actually go into Rafah. Okay. Plus, on top of that, most of the pressure was coming from the Western countries that you should not go into there. But because obviously the government is adamant in Israel to go into this one, and on top of that, since the ICC's arrest, it has actually given them sort of, more pressure, towards the other side, that if, they don't go and still they have a warrant, it's in the middle. So West would probably be able to see that, okay, instead of just pressurizing, now they have a sympathy as well because of the ICC. Okay. And again, this is the confusion stage. And because of that, gold started to drop. And it was anyway going to drop because remember, nothing goes in straight line anyway. And once I go to the structure, I'll show you the chart as well, what was due anyway. As if you are our trader, you should know that we were expecting a drop for a C wave. Market has done that now. Okay. That's pretty much it. Gold to silver ratio dropped to 75, which is extremely low. What is your take? Ali, please remind me to go through that in the requested list. Gold to silver ratio. Let's have a look at the structure, and then I can guide you further on that. Right. Let's have a look at the charts and see what we have for this week, and then the rest of the questions will actually accommodate after. Euro dollar. Now, remember, last week we were expecting market to give us this consolidation to the upside, push right back up, and then break to the downside. Again, as I've mentioned to you, either from this level or just above that, market will drop. It did do that. Now, this corrective structure is pretty much ready for me to push right back up. Again, corrective structure, if happens, you can trade this to the upside. Market is going to go and test this top here once more. Once market has done that, above that, if it consolidates, it's going to go further upside and even go and test this top and very, very close to this top as well. Okay, because the way market is actually moving here, this is showing me some more momentum to the upside, and that momentum probably will take us towards the upside further. But again, as I've said, if you're trading this, you need to wait for this pullback, and then you can scalp this to the upside. Once market has broken 90 level and consolidated, then you're good to go to the next 50, 60 pips above. Okay, but that is the level first. You need to look for a reaction. Pound dollar. Pound dollar was expected to give us a reaction to the downside. Market did do that, but then it went right back up again. It will be coming back down, even though I can see that the dollar might actually be a slightly weaker early part of this week. But still, you will be able to see maybe it will break this top and then come back down here. Because I need this corrective structure to finish. And then after that, if it wants to go to the upside, we'll try and see that if market is giving us a buy setup. We are potentially looking for something like this here. Okay. And then if market wants to go above after, then we'll say. But first reaction, if market drops from above here, has to be at this level, 26. Okay, very close to that. Just push some sort of alert there. Once market comes to this level, look for your buy setups. Otherwise, at the moment, I'm not interested in the buys, even though it's making a buy setup. If it consolidates here, it will just push up, taking the top. Perhaps we're just very, very close to 28 level, and then it will come right back down, testing 26 level here. Okay. But just keep an eye on this one. It might actually be from some of the news that would drop this one to the downside. But for now, this structure, the way market is moving to the upside here, it needs to correct. And as I've shown you here, this is the sort of structure that we are looking for here. And then we can go right back up if it wants to go back up. Gold. Now, as I've mentioned, we were expecting gold to actually give us this setup here. Even if it would have gone to the upside here, I did say that to you, there is a potential for this one just tapping the top and then coming right back down, because this wave to the downside needs to actually break down to complete this sort of a structure here. Okay. Now, all what it needs to do is just do this, and then we are good to go to the upside further. All right. That is what we are looking for at the moment. Now, the question is, you must be thinking, why did it drop? Who cares? But because remember, what we need to really see is the structure. That structure has a potential. It does have a potential to break down once more, testing this bottom here. Once market has done that, you should be looking for buys only. For me, I'm not a seller after that, because then for me, this structure will be finished. And what market can do, can shoot up from here. Worst case scenario, it will give you something like this. Probably tap 2400 and then a break to the downside further if market wants to go further to complete this expanding structure. Okay, that is the only structure that we can see here. So for me, if you want to look for a sell from here, it will be very, very risky for me. So I would rather actually, even if I see the sell setup, I'd rather wait on this. I don't care if it drops 200 points or 500 points, because once market is going to give me structure, I will be entering only with the direction that I know for the bigger picture. Okay, because if I enter from here, it probably would just sweep this, take everybody here, and then push right back up. You'll be wondering what has happened, and then by the time you're actually coming back to this zone here, market might actually be all the way to the upside, taking this top even. Okay, that's why you don't want to get stuck in there. Now, if you are interested in only the sells, I recommend you wait for this one to come back up here, gives you structure like that, and then yes, I will even join you this your sell. But for now, it's not a sell for us. Okay, what reaction I'm expecting once market will start to go to the upside? I'm expecting market to go and test this top here, this one, 2400, 2425. Remember the level that I gave it to you last week? That is the level that the market is going to come back again to. Okay, it can come back from here. It can just simply barely break the bottom here, testing this bottom, and then push right back up from here to this level. That level might be an impulse, might be a corrective structure, we'll know. No one can tell you in advance that what will be happening here, because if market wants to go for the third wave structure, it can certainly do that by just giving you a B wave here, okay, or a corrective structure here. That is why you only trade what market is giving you, and that is what we are going to trade, either a corrective structure to the upside or an impulsive structure. If it becomes an impulsive structure, you're in a very, very good trade. Okay. DXY, again, dollar. We were expecting dollar to give us a corrective structure from 105. Again, market has tapped 105 and short to the downside. Now, if you're in the sells on this one, make sure you wait for this consolidation. If market does that, that's another drop to the downside. But in all the cases, it's going to go and test 104.5 and above, 104.5. It might just be playing around here, wasting some time, test this level. And then after that, below this level, if market gives you consolidation, it will be testing this bottom. Okay, there's a very decent likelihood for that. But first, let's wait for the market to do this, because that will tell us what's next. Okay, because if it wants to go for a slightly bigger corrective structure, it will give you a reaction here. But in all the cases, if it pulls back, you can trade this to the downside, means you can trade this to the upside for all the majors, short term. Aussie dollar. Now, if you remember, Aussie dollar, we were expecting market to give us a slightly bigger pullback, which is what I showed you last week, something like this sort of a drop. And now it seems very similar to me, okay? So what we are looking for now, even if market breaks this bottom, it will still be pushing to the upside. It is an upside here. For me, this structure is pretty much done. If anything happens, it will be just an extension just to take everybody out. But in all the cases, corrected structure push to the upside, corrected structure push to the upside would be a likely scenario. It's heading to test 67 level. Dollar Chief. Dollar Chief, as you remember, we were expecting Dollar Chief to keep pushing to the upside. It's heading towards very close to 92 level. It might not test the top, but it will be testing something very, very close to 92. So again, it is a consolidation at the moment for one more push up. Once market has tapped above 918, 919, then you can look for your sell setup, because this structure will have a possibility of a drop then. Okay. But until then, all the chief alternatives are going to keep pushing to the upside. So this is your indication. If market keeps on pushing here and breaks over very close to 92 and then give you a sell setup, then the others are also going to follow the same. But chief is pretty much ready to go to the upside. It's just waiting for this pair to finish this move and then pick up the bigger seller and then sell it at once. US oil. Now, US oil has confirmed to me that this is a 5-wave structure here. Anytime market can start to push to the upside. This week, it's a buy. So again, if you are looking for any trade in this one, it has to be a buy setup to the upside. Market is going to go and test this 80 level once more. So if it gives you a pullback here, you can trade these 2-3 points to the upside. Dollar CAD was expected to go to the upside here. Again, market has broken 37.5, and from there it's reacting. Wait on this one. This is a messy structure. It has both possibilities up and down at the moment, so I need to really see the structure unfolding a bit more. If you want to trade it, has to be a short-term upside, and then we need to see how fast it goes to the upside. Now, if it does not go fast, it goes slowly to the upside, then it's going to come right back down once more. It has the potential to firstly come towards 36 level. From there, we need to see the reaction. But again, wait on this. If I were you, I would wait on this, because this is not a clear structure at the moment. I need to see the clarity in the structure, one direction. That's what we do here, one direction, okay? Now, if market gives me more than one direction, I tell you, because again, I don't want you to actually just be coming here thinking that he is going to give me that one direction regardless. It's not going to be regardless. It's going to be what the structure is showing me, okay? Dollar yen. Dollar yen was expected to go break this top here and this. Remember, 157 is where we were expecting the reaction to happen. This is where we need to wait. Now, again, for me, most of these yen alternatives, they won't be going for all the way to the breaking the downside, but just be careful with the buys now. Okay, from this level here, if market breaks, it will be a similar break like this. Okay, and that can actually give you a decent 400 pips to the downside. And again, if you are looking for your buy setups, this is not the time. It was the time here. It was a time here. Even if it was a time here as well. But now is not the time. Okay. We need to see how market would react here, and we should be looking for your sell setups. Let the BOJ push this to the upside, and then after that, rest of the week, we can look for sell setups. Bitcoin has given to the upside, tapped 71K and above, and then came right back below 68 level. Now, remember, I did say that to you. It is going to go and test this top here, which is what market has done, and then now came right back down towards the same bracket. Now, what it is doing at the moment is a consolidation here. This consolidation is going to take some time. Again, I want this to keep on doing that. This is a great sign for us to push right back up from here. But now if market will drop sharp from here, that's not a good sign. Okay. We want market to come back down towards 65, 64K zone and then push right back up straight from there, because then it will be a similar sort of a pattern here. And then we can go right back up, and that upside will be taking the last all-time high. Okay. But that's where we are actually going to look for. As soon as market breaks this bottom here and goes in that bracket, what I've just mentioned, you can start to look for your buy setups, as long as market stops somewhere here. And if it keeps dropping, don't jump in. Okay, wait on this. Perhaps if you want to really be interested into, injecting your money into any of these ones, I'm not saying you should do that, but I'm just saying, like, rather than BTC, I think it would be better for you to, if you can just go for ETH. As you can see here, that's a great momentum, and market is keep on holding above 37. Okay. And that is a great sign of buyers entering into the market and keep holding their buys. Pound yen was expected to go to the upside. It did go back up here. Again, instead of giving us only 100 pips, it actually ended up giving us more than 250 pips and broken 200 level as well. Now from this level, no more buys for me. Okay. If you want to look for buys, I have to look for market to give me minimum something like this here. Okay. Minimum. But I do believe that is going to be a slightly bigger than this one as well. So in all the cases, wait for this one to come right back down here, and that down move will tell us what's next. Now, if it keeps on pushing to the upside, not interested. Simple. Okay. Euro New Zealand was expected to go up, take this top, come back down, take this bottom, and then do this messy structure here. I did mention that on Wednesday as well, that this probably would have a potential to just test this bottom once more. It might actually do that this week, something like this, then push right back up. So just be careful with that one. If you want to trade it, these are the moves you can trade: first to the upside, then to the downside, then to the upside. US30 was expected to give us a reaction from 395. It gave us this pullback. That's a corrected structure, and then after that a break to the downside towards 39,000, which is what market has done. As you can see here, both these levels being triggered within 1 week. What's next? From this level, I'd be waiting for the market to show me direction. It's a very sharp move to the downside. What I'm looking for this week will be a pullback. Now, short-term pullback, you can expect market to go and test very close to 39.5. It does not need to, but there is quite a lot of fair value gaps here which market can fill before the further drop. Okay, so just be careful with that one. But as soon as you go into the buy, keep moving your stops. Okay, but once you have done that, make sure that you keep taking partial profits along the way, because if you won't do it, it might actually go down with a wick and then push right back up. Bear that in mind. This is the last week of the month, and when the market wants to actually give you these wicks, they usually choose the last week of the month. Okay, that was the YouTube list. Let's have a look at the indices and then the other pairs before we take your questions and requests.